Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about classes and in particular ones that have got upcoming changes to them on the way. So if you're new around here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button and leaving the video with a like. So let us jump straight into this. Next up immediately is changes to several mid-game classes to improve their quality of life and perhaps to buff a few. Classes you can expect to receive quality of life include Eternal Inversionist, Starcaptain, Guardian and Ranger. So we've got quite a lot of very specific classes there, but I expect this list to get ever so slightly bigger. We've also got ones that are going to be receiving some sort of buff. Interestingly, this did actually say minor buff before, but then I kind of picked up a little bit over Legendary Hero, so you never know. Sometimes things happen for a reason, but Blazebinder, that is the most interesting one in there. Evolved Leprechaun, I know some people are not very happy about over the fact that it's currently a non-OP PvP class, and doing this is probably going to change it up, but we'll see, and of course we'll do reviews for most of these classes when it eventually happens. We've got changes to Chaos Shaper on the way, which is some extensive work and lots of buffs. Paladin is another big name in this list that will be getting changes. My initial thoughts are this won't get a nerf and it won't get a buff, it'll just stay nice and even, as they've literally just said in that description, quality of life. So we'll go with that and hope that is where it stays. Time Killer looks to be getting more changes. I'd expect this one probably to get some sort of little buff to there. Again, we are going to be increasing the cooldown of compressed times, so you know, we'll just have to see what actually happens when this all comes out. Looking at the class they have included in the main part of the list with things like MechaJouster, Elemental Dracomancer. These are all classes that once upon a time were considered really good, you know, A tier kind of level, but they've just dipped off because better classes have come out, they slipped down, and they're just really old school now, and those are like 2000 AC classes, so I think this is going to be a very positive change and one that is much needed and is probably very long overdue. So it will be interesting to see how they actually end up going, and certainly interesting to see how those classes are going to play out and whereabouts they're going to fit. The majority of those realistically should be A and B tier classes, so I'll sit here waiting patiently for these updates and changes to happen, and then we'll just go with the flow and have a further look into them. I'm really keen to see what they do with Blazebinder, because to me that's easy an A tier farm, or at least that's where it should be. However, with things like Archfiend recently coming out, I think Archfiend has really shooken things up, because that is also a 2k Adventure Coin class, so for me Blazebinder needs to sort of be relatively on par with it. Farms for them are obviously different, so that is going to play a part in this, but fundamentally if you can buy them for the same price, they've got to be fairly similar. I do stick by what I've said before though, at some point I really do see Archfiend getting nerfed, or just buff the other classes that it's knocked out of place. But there is one last thing I wanted to touch on. If you have got your collection chest, do not forget there are a couple new sets added, and one of them of course is the Empyrean Void, which is the one I've really been waiting for, so finally got me hands on that, which is lovely. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, leave the video a like and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all again incredibly soon.